All right, good afternoon. My name is Rhiannon. Many of you may already know me, and if you don't, hi. This is something that I've been meaning to do for quite some time now, and I had some extra time today. I was like, you know what, Rhiannon, you're going to follow through on doing what you've been promising to do and talking about doing for a while, and here we are. Look at me. So this is just going to be a short chair yoga sequence that is and can be adaptable for many of you out there who may have limited mobility or just want to do something a little bit more gentle today for whatever reason. And it is taken from some very basic movements. My good friend and creatrix Jocelyn Gordon coined this spinal awakening series in her hoop yogini practice, which I am also a facilitator. But not everybody can use a hula hoop, and I know some people who are very dear to me that are much more suited to doing something in a chair. So we know that we want our spines, we know that you want your spine to feel good. And spinal health is said to be the basis for most of our health. So we're starting here, and I am just going to go nice and slow and invite you to follow along at your speed. And obviously, you can do this on your own at your complete own time. And so we're going to work through the six mobility of six ranges of motion of the spine, which is going to be lateral flexion and extension. We're going to do forward flexion and extension as you lean back and look up. It's like you're arching your back. And then we're also going to do rotation from side to side. So those are the six movements. We're going to move through with a little bit of flow, so to speak, from one side to the other, and then finish off with a longer hold in each posture. And yeah, feel free to explore and adapt. I feel yoga is one of the best practices that you can embark upon because of its adaptability and because of the fact that yoga is so much more than the physical movements, is where you go when you're in the practice, where that journey is mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically. We want to bring ourselves into a place of unity through those realms within you. And so, you know, adapt at your will. So let's start with a few grounding breaths. I want you to make sure you have your feet firmly planted on the floor. I'm sitting in just a regular basic chair. I'll turn to the side so you can see just a basic chair. Any chair should be, should work. Feet firmly planted on the floor, hands on the tops of the thighs. Just close your eyes and begin to bring your awareness into your body, into this space. I always like to remind people that, any of the lists that are going on will still be there. So can you create a time and space to be fully, completely present? Our day is often have many requirements of us that don't allow us that presence that we desire. So start to create that and cultivate that right now for yourself through your breath. Notice your inhales and your exhales. And it can be very nice to start by setting an intention for the practice. If this is something new for you, maybe your intention is something as simple as to remain curious about what happens. Maybe your intention is to let all judgment or comparison about what is going to be, leave it by the wayside, and come at this with an open spirit, an open heart, and an open mind. I'm going to invite you to start by letting your chin lower down towards your chest. What does that feel like in the back of your neck? And then roll your right ear towards your right shoulder. And let your exhale bring your chin back to chest. Again, stretching through the back of the neck. Inhale over to the left shoulder, left ear. Exhale, coming chin to chest. Do that a couple more times on your own. Inhaling to one side. Exhaling, chin to chest. Other side. And again, if you do this quicker than I do, that's fine. If you do it slower than I do, that's fine as well. All right, come back chin to center. Lift your head back to a neutral position. And now we're going to come into extension of the neck by looking up and chin to chest again. Inhale, looking up. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, looking up. Chin to chest. Come back to neutral. And now just looking over one shoulder and the other. We'll come back to center. So now that you started to warm up the neck, we're going to take some shoulder rolls. So let this be luxurious. Shoulders up, back and down. And as you're drawing the shoulders towards the back, really squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. Make the muscles on the back of your body participate fully. And then take a couple shoulder rolls towards the front and simply observe. Does moving towards the back feel better than moving towards the front? It doesn't have to be a yes or no, just kind of be curious about it. And now we're going to do opposite shoulder. Like you're taking a backstroke without the arms involved. Just getting the shoulders moving up and back. All right, come back to stillness in the center. All right, we're gonna start to move through bigger ranges of motion. So we've done some cervical stuff and some upper thoracic. Now we're gonna move into bigger movements. Inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, bend the elbows out to the sides. Lift the chest and take the gaze up towards the ceiling. Inhale, reach arms up. Exhale as you draw the elbows down and lift the chest. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, squeeze it back. Inhale, reach up. As you exhale, squeeze it back. Draw the elbows down to shoulder height, lifting through the heart. Beautiful. Stay and breathe. Maybe you can find a place of like enjoying this opening that you're probably feeling through the front of the chest and the shoulders. And then inhale, reach the arms up. And as you exhale, take the hands down to the knees. All right, so that was some back extension. Toe heel your feet maybe a little bit wider apart. And if you need to, take your elbows, your forearms to your knees. We're gonna move into some forward flexion. All right, so maybe this is enough for you here and you can just stay there. Otherwise, you can start to bring your chest down. If it feels safe and okay, you can walk your hands down to your ankles. You can take your hands to the floor. You're finding a place along that journey that feels appropriate for you in your body, okay? So it doesn't matter what I'm doing. I'm hopefully demonstrating, but if you get to a point in the posture and you're like, this is exactly where I need to be, stay there, okay? So we'll stay. If you've got it in you, you can walk your hands out further. Maybe you wiggle your belly down between your thighs and support yourself here. I forgot to bring blocks today. I'll have to remember in the future, but you can have blocks on the floor under your hands or books or some sort of supporting surface if this is too much and this is too much. Yeah. Water bottles can sometimes, if they're the same height, can be used. And you can try here letting your chin down towards the chest, opening through the back of the neck. And then to come out, you're coming up the same way you came in, walking the hands back up, coming back to an upright position, more neutral position in the torso, toe heeling your feet back in underneath the knees. All right, so now we've done back extension and forward flexion. Let's do some lateral flexion and extension. So inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, take your right hand. You can grab onto the chair here and lean over. Inhale to center. Exhale, other side. Inhale, reach up. Option can just be to have the hand on the knee. And these movements can be really small to start with. All right, we are warming up the body. We're inviting our bodies to be open to bigger, deeper movements, but that doesn't necessarily happen the first time. All right, so give some time and space, some patience, some grace, side to side. And then as you come back to the first side, reaching up and over to the right, stay and breathe. And I always invite creativity. So you might look up, maybe you add a little bit more to it, maybe you bend the elbow. These are all just options. If you're happy staying in the side body stretch, just stay there in the basic side body stretch. And then we'll inhale back to upright. If you wanted to stay longer, you can pause this and stay longer. We'll take the other side. So left hand down, right arm reaching up and over. Breathing. And focus your breath into any areas where you notice tightness. See if your breath can be an emissary of liberation in that part of your body, so to speak. Beautiful. All right, well, inhale, reach both arms up. Take one more cactus arm back bend, bending the elbows, lifting the heart. We'll inhale, reach back up, and hands come down to the knees. All right, lateral flexion. Got one more range of motion we're going to focus on through rotation. So when you're ready, you're going to reach the arms up. We're going to twist to the right. So the right hand behind the back, you can grab onto that chair. Left hand is going to come to the right knee. Inhale, reach up with both hands. Exhale, twist to the other side. And again, maybe the hand comes to the hip. It doesn't have to reach the chair. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, twist. We're going to hold here. And again, feel free to stay in any of those positions. If you want to take it deeper, you can reach the right hand all the way behind you. Maybe grab onto the back of the chair and use that connection, pushing the hand into the back of the chair, grabbing onto the outside of the knee. I'm going to turn so you can see what I was doing there. So I'm grabbing onto the back of the chair and I'm pulling against it and I'm pulling against the outside of the knee to twist. And I'm holding. I'm breathing into the twist. So using a little bit of that compression, a little bit of the resistance in the body to actually create a deeper movement. We'll take one more breath here. As you exhale, we'll come back to center, back to neutral. Take a moment, pause. I'm going to turn back to face the camera. Okay. And then we've got one more side. So inhale, reach the arms up. Twist to the second side, either grabbing onto the chair or the hand just onto the hip. Take a couple more rounds of breath. Stay and breathe. How slow and deep and expansive can you make your breaths even when you're in this wound up position? And take a breath in. And then finally release on your exhale back to center. We'll finish basically where we started, closing the eyes. And I just want you to take account in your body. I want you to feel into any shifts or changes that are noticeable already. Like we've done just about 10-12 minutes of movement, and I wonder if you can really feel that. And finish by bringing your hands together in front of your heart and taking a moment to tune into the sensation, the feeling, the mindset of gratitude. Hopefully you feel a little bit more free in the body, a little more open, and grateful to yourself for taking these moments and these minutes out of your day to do so. It's been my honor to guide you through this, and I hope that if you liked it, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I am endeavoring to share more of this. So thank you for tuning in today. I hope you have a great day wherever you are. Adios.